We are live. Hello, Mission Pro family. We are back. I am back from my sabbatical.
You are back after your wild birthday celebrations. Welcome back, Melanie, to On a Mission. We missed you.
I missed you guys too. I was like peeking in. Don't think I wasn't around. I was snooping.
I know. You always have eyes on everything, right?
I try to. I'm so excited. The news dropped today. Our special guest in Jacksonville is none other than Dasha. AEW's own Dasha will be in action in Jacksonville for the Jacksonville Taco Festival for Mission Pro Wrestling. How amazing is that?
That's so exciting. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. And it's, at a taco and tequila festival. So you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, wrestling, tacos, wrestlings, tacos, margaritas. I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Yes, the chat is very lively already tonight. So excited to have our regulars here. We have Gorilla Press, we have Bobby, we have Ryan, Matthew's here. So exciting. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, thank you everybody to also sponsoring our wrestlers for Play Hard, Hustle Harder on July 31st. We're going to be at our new location, which is going to be Southern Star Brewery. I'm so excited for the Southern Star Brewery, not only because it's a new venue, not only because they're going to have some limited edition merch for our fans to buy.
So excited.
But we are having a signing for the first ever signing for Abaddon. She does not do signings. So Abaddon will be there in Conroe, Texas, of all places.
Are you nervous about that one? Because I know you're nervous about a lot of the ladies that join us. Because
I am. We've gotten some creepy ladies up here. Shauna Reed was a little off-putting. I'm not going to lie. But, I'm kind of excited for this one because I don't have to interact with her. The fans do. So I just have to make sure she doesn't attack any fans or bite anybody. Because she is known to bite people. I didn't know if you knew that, Emily. She has been known to bite people.
I won't get too close then.
Exactly.
So I'm going to put up this fun graphic. So if you all are interested, we still have wrestlers that need sponsors. So email missionprowrestling@gmail.com and you can hear all about it. Because all of our ladies need sponsors. So
Absolutely.
Go and do that. You not only can sponsor the show as a whole, but you can sponsor individual wrestlers. So go email missionprowrestling@gmail.com because
Absolutely.
You want to be involved. And we have the best sponsors ever.
We really do. I'm so excited because not only are our sponsors supporting the show, they're supporting our wrestlers. Because, guys, I want you to know, I don't want there to be any misconception. When you guys sponsor a wrestler, that money goes to them and they get a little bit of a bump too to their envelope, that goes to them. That's to help them out and bring them back to Mission Pro Wrestling because a lot of them, like Dulce Tormenta, she still needs a sponsor. She comes all the way from El Paso.
Yes.
If you guys don't know how far El Paso is from to Conroe, it's probably like 2 states.
Yeah, it's like 8 hours? 8 hours, I think.
Oh, I think it's a little bit
more than that. Yeah. So yeah, it's a really great way. If you have a favorite wrestler that you enjoy watching on Mission Pro Wrestling, this is a perfect way to not only get something special from them, support Mission Pro, but support them directly. It goes in their pocket. So it's a very special thing that we're starting. So, they went really, really quickly, but we still have a few remaining. So go support them, email us, and we'll get back to you. And it's a reasonable price too. Absolutely. Do you want to talk about the tiers? Do you want to do that, or do you want everyone to just email you?
You can email us, but I will tell you guys there's 2 different tiers. One includes a graphic. The second tier, which everybody seems to like, includes a personalized shout out from the wrestler you choose to sponsor. Email me. I'll give you all the details. Chaos Theory Podcast. I love you guys. You're all up in our in the chat already. Absolutely be in contact with me. Chaos Theory Podcast also donated t-shirts to the girls. They've been wearing them around town and in their podcast. So we appreciate the swag, guys. It gets out to the wrestlers. I don't keep anything. I promise you.
Mel, what wrestlers are available still?
Okay, so we have Dulce Tormenta. our champion, La Rosa Negra, is still available to sponsor. I don't understand.
What? How is that possible?
La Rosa Negra is still available. Exactly. Danny Moe is still available. And if you guys see the guns on Danny Moe, I mean, she may need 2 sponsors. I mean, the girl's got muscles on muscles. And then, of course, the talented Janai Kai is still available to sponsor as well.
We got... I think we have some intrusion here from Holiday is here. She's demanding to know where Heather Monroe is. This is why she's here. And we're gonna talk all about that, Holiday. Hold tight. I know, I can feel the anxious.
Everybody head over to Holiday's social medias and blow it up. We're so happy that Holiday has been wrestling every weekend. And then to make it even bigger, she debuted on AEW Dark tonight, guys, because...
Yes, congrats.
Congrats on your debut, but she's been blowing it up. Go check her out on all the shows that she's been on, not just Mission Pro, but she's been everywhere, like tearing down the house. So go check out Holiday. Go blow up her socials and show her some love, some undead love.
Yes, little undead love, doesn't hurt anyone.
Or maybe it does. I don't know. It is Holiday.
I don't know. It's Holiday.
But I will say this. I am ready for Heather Monroe as well. I got my rosé all day because she is the killer bae, guys.
She is the killer bae with rosé all day. And I am having someone go out to get me rosé. I don't have any right now. So it's on standby.
It's on standby.
So do you want to talk about, we also have July 17th, we talked a little bit about it, the Jacksonville Taco Festival. Do you want to share what's going down with that?
Well, guys, July 17th, the Jacksonville Taco Festival, we're going to have 6 matches. It's going to be spread out throughout the day. So it's going to be 2 matches and then a break, 2 matches and then a break. I'm going to be putting that out shortly, our schedule. But so many talented women are going to be on the show. You saw one last week, Catalina Perez. She went against Thunder Rosa this week. She didn't get the W, but she will be back in action. We're going to drop some more news tonight about some of the matches, but you'll also see something that just dropped on our social medias. Dasha will be in action. That's right. AEW's own Dasha will be in action in Jacksonville. You're not going to want to miss it. We're bringing back Kylan King. We're bringing back Masha Slamovich. We're doing it big because that is how we do. That is what Mission Pro does.
Yes, and we bring it.
So if we're going to do something, we're going to do something big. We're going to do something right. And then after July 17th, it brings us to July 31st, where the one and the only Holiday will be back in action. I mean, she's going to tear down the house. We may have to take out more insurance because we will be in a brewery. I don't know what's going to happen. There may be damage. I don't know. But nothing she does the last couple of matches is safe. It gets crazy.
I don't know. Anything can happen, right?
Anything can happen. And then, guys, August 14th, you guys have seen our list. August 14th, we're in Greensboro, North Carolina, where we just signed up Savannah Evans. So she will be at the show. I mean, there you go. There it is. Boom.
There you go. You can't miss it. It's on our socials. So, sorry, I can't figure out where you can't miss it. So go check it out. It's right there, guys. It's right there.
There it is. It just went away.
I did too. We can't forget.
For the show.
That's amazing.
It's going to be awesome. August 20th, we come back to Texas. We're going to be at the Salvation Army in San Antonio, Texas. That's going to be our charity show. Our first co-ed show since turning all female, because you know what? It's for charity. We got to do what we got to do. Okay, guys, we ain't going small because it's a charity show. Okay, first of all, it's still streaming live on Untitled Match Network. Emily's gonna be there. I'm gonna go the other way. Emily's gonna be there doing her interviews.
We don't know how pointing works tonight. How does it work? This way.
It's
there.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah. Emily will be there. She'll be doing her live stream. You know how y'all do. How she does. But
spilling the tea. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
just be looking for some more names to drop on our charity show, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I really want to get to our guest because she's waiting. My rosé is getting warmer, and I don't want it to warm up. Well,
I know
waiting.
you definitely don't want it to get cold.
No, I want it to stay nice and chill for when we're talking because the Killer Bae. I mean,
I am so excited I'm so excited. I haven't talked to her since I talked to I saw her in person, I think, but I talked to her cats.
I love it.
A few months back.
All right, I'm so ready for this interview, though. Yes.
Are we ready? I am so excited to announce one of the best wrestlers ever, the Killer Bae, Heather Monroe.
Yeah. The crowd goes wild.
I got a cheers for you right here. There we go.
I got you. I'm not drinking wine, but
I
got you though.
Oh my gosh, welcome, Heather. We're so excited to have you on a mission.
I'm excited to be here. Yeah, last time we spoke, it was about my cats, which is my favorite, probably my favorite subject outside of wine.
Exactly. So we need more cats discussion and wine. So we're getting half of that.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think everybody knows this, but you have done a cross-country trip or a cross-country move. Yeah. You've gone from literally across country, California, and now you're in Florida.
Yes.
Is there a main reason you decided to move?
The main reason was because, with COVID, California was really strict about everything, which I appreciated and I was fine with. But the problem is not a lot of wrestling happening because of that. So I love Los Angeles. I would live there for the rest of my life if I had the option. And when I do have the option, I probably will move back. But with COVID and with shows not really moving as fast as I would like to, I moved to a place where things were moving a little bit quicker.
Absolutely. I'm actually shocked that you didn't move to Texas because I feel like you're here every other weekend.
It is my second home. See, I've actually had promoters reach out to me and be like, "Are you still based in Houston?" And I'm like, I was never based in Houston. But I understand why you think that because especially during the pandemic, that was kept me afloat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Texas. I think people just know you now as this more as a Texas wrestler sometimes than from California and now Florida.
Yeah, and I will take Texas as my second home. I love everybody that I work with there, and the fans are awesome. I feel like I'm definitely a part of the family there for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely. I was wondering if you had a second apartment or something in Texas.
How many times? Elegante and Beaumont.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, how many times have you been to Buc-ee's? Because that is a Mission Pro tradition.
Oh, okay. So funny story. I have only been to Buc-ee's maybe twice, and the first time I ever went, I had been working there at Hurricane Pro for almost, I would say, for over a year before I actually first went to Buc-ee's. So I need more though, because their popcorn mixes.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
It can get dangerous. You start off trying to get something healthy, and by the time you've gone, you spent $100, and it's half of it's I shouldn't be eating this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, I have to wrestle tonight? Wait, what?
Yeah, I can't eat this whole bag of popcorn.
Yeah.
We actually have Holiday in the chat, and she's like, Dead Bae.
My Dead Bae.
Yeah, Holiday had a really big night tonight, but she's joined the chat, and I'm going to put this up again. She is here for you. She is here for you. And she posted on Twitter after we posted that you were going to join us tonight that she wants to wrestle you in 2021.
I'm down. Me and Holiday have a nice little history. We did tag together for a little bit, the Dead Baes. And we were coming up around the same time, and it's been a while since we've been able to get in the ring together. So that's certainly something that I think now both of us have kind of come a long way from then. It'd be nice to get back in the ring with her for sure.
I can't believe it's been a while. I feel like both of you are always, every weekend you don't settle down. You're in Florida, you're in Chicago, you're in Texas, you're in, if there's a weekend where you're not wrestling, do you know what to do with yourself?
Honestly, no. I've literally like will just sit there and be like, I guess I should play like The Sims or something. Like I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, Dead Bay reunion. Tag team.
I know.
She loves me, guys. She wasn't annoyed with me at all when we were tagging together.
I feel like there might be more stories there.
I know.
We're a little opposite.
Yeah. Brian's asking, what school are you training at right now?
So I unfortunately haven't had a chance to find a school yet in Orlando. I'm trying to find a good fit for me. I've trained with a couple of people, but never like a full school yet. And wrestling's been picking up a lot now. So I've been gone like for this whole month pretty much. So I'm actually in Michigan right now, just like family trip, but I've just been traveling everywhere. So I need to find like a solid base because I left my Santino family in Los Angeles, unfortunately.
I know.
Now, were the Santino brothers able to reopen? Because I know they had closed during COVID.
They did. They reopened. Yeah.
Oh, good.
And you know what? I think they did it to spite me because they literally opened, I think, 2 weeks before I left. And I was like, oh, really? So I just like trained for like 4 days every week because I was like, I just got to get in what I can.
Yeah. Talk about that. Oh,
go ahead, Emily.
You can go. Well, I was going to talk about your experience with Santino Brothers because a lot of people have come out of that school and that program, and it is like a Southern California staple. So can you, I think they just started, I think the last few weeks, they started doing kind of their shows again. How was that going through that program? And they're a very tight family. So
yes, yeah, it was really hard, you know, and I always wear that as a badge of honor because I think it was a really hard school to get through, and they like really want you to be your best. And I trained for a year and Joey would have had me train for a couple of years if it was like his decision, but he really wants people to be polished and ready to go when he puts you out because he's like, you are a reflection of me. So that's why I think we've managed to have so many good wrestlers come out of Santino's because he doesn't just say, okay, you know what? You've been here for 3-4 months. Go ahead, get in the ring. Like you can go have a show. He really is like, you're not ready. Even if you feel ready, he'll be like, no, you're not ready. So I think that's been the best thing. And now they're doing their like 1-day tryouts again, which is nice because I think that helps people. It helps retention, I think, for how many people actually stick around because they're like, oh, actually, I can't handle this, or oh my God, yeah, I really want to do this after doing the 1-day training.
Yeah. I know that you have a notable list of alumni from the Santino brothers that have already gone on to big things. And then of course I feel like you're queen of the indies right now. I mean, you're like I said, everywhere.
I'm trying.
So I did not know that you tagged with Holiday because I also know you tagged also with Ray Lynn, right?
Yes.
Or was that just a rivalry?
Okay, so that was a rivalry, but me and Ray Lynn, you know, we did a loser leaves twerk. A while ago, and she won, unfortunately. Yeah. But we have kind of developed our friendship a little bit more. We are the same person, essentially. We are very similar in what we do and how we present ourselves. And so we have actually decided to become a tag team. We've only gotten the chance to be a tag team once with Belladonna's in Alabama. But we are definitely looking to like make that more of a staple for ourselves.
Yeah, I agree with Brian. The twerk battle with Heather Monroe and Raylan always pops up.
Yes, you have to go watch that.
Yeah, and for some reason during COVID, it kept popping up a lot more.
I think because people like they were discovering it. You know what I mean? Like it was so silly, and we were like had this great idea, and then we literally I think filmed that. Maybe we did 2 takes, but it was like pretty much all one thing. That's why you see the car, I throw my keys down and the car drives by because we didn't even do more than like 1 take. And we just like get each other. So we're like, you know what, maybe we should be a tag team instead of a rivalry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it though, because I can only imagine people out there like watching you as they're walking by,
Yeah.
as they're walking their dogs or pushing their
Yeah.
stroller. Like, what is going on
Yeah,
in
it's
this
that
neighborhood?
awkward moment. You're like, just don't pay attention to anyone else. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
So for others that don't know, can you talk about kind of the creation and ideation of the Killer Bay and what that means to you?
Yeah. So I went to theater school. So
What? What do you mean?
I know.
Yeah.
Can you tell? So I've always like been really into like the big characters and like all that, and I feel like I got my inspiration from Anna Faris in Just Friends. Um, Samantha, I think Samantha
Yeah.
Jones was her name, and she's just this very like over the top like celebrity who like just thinks everyone is paying attention to her and only cares about her, and that's kind of like where I got the vibe from. And I also like on the other end wanted to like bring girl power and be kind of a good role model for girls, because that's what I loved about wrestling. Like watching Lita, watching Trish, I was like, man, I can do anything. So I kind of have like two ends of the spectrum on that. And then me and Laura James were a tag team, and Yuma gave us the name the Killer Bays. So that was our tag team name. And then once Laura decided to step away from wrestling, I was like, well, this is a solid name. I'm not going to let it go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it all came from. And it's also an ode to Laura, who really helped me establish myself in wrestling and make me more confident in the ring and in myself.
Yeah, I mean, you already know our connection is that you helped my daughter bring her into wrestling, being a wrestling fan. And I've talked to Heather about this before, and I'll let everybody else know. We were at a show. It was I think her first wrestling show. She was like, okay, guys, sure. But then the women came out, and it was like, it was the Killer Bays, and then it was Baby D, and then it was Lala. And she like perked up in her chair and was like, what? Women? Hold on. I gotta watch this. Wait a second. And for the entirety of the match, she had undivided attention. And as soon as the match was over, she was like, all right, I'm good. Now, what was I doing again? I mean, if people don't think representation matters, that is you know what I mean? Like, that is the story to say, like, no, look, this is what she did.
And that's been the greatest thing I think about women's wrestling becoming more respected and more like in the spotlight, is all these young girls now are starting to watch wrestling and like care more about wrestling. And that's my favorite thing at shows, is when a little girl comes up and is like, hi, can I? Oh my God. And then like, you get to take a picture with them, and I'm like, come put up the peace sign, come on. Like, I love that. And I remember giving her the pin too. And didn't she have the cat?
It just so happened. Yeah, she had her face painted like a cat. It just so happened. Then she was like, oh, they have a pin with a cat. Like, oh my, it was like everything fit into place that night. And she was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was a pin that I wish I still had more of, but it was me riding a cat. Yeah. So it was perfect.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She had me take a picture of it so she could show her friends, because don't put it on her backpack. She might lose it. So it stays in her room.
Oh my gosh, adorable. I do remember her.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Like, everything worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Like, you don't realize the impact you're having on people's lives, and when you see kids in the audience at a show, it could be their first wrestling show, and then you're making a lifetime impact on their life, and that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and absolutely. I think about it all the time, like how much those women shaped me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because it's such a unique blend of like a little bit of theatrics, but then you put your own personality into it, and you can be as dramatic and ostentatious as you want to be. And it's just, I mean, I think like just the way my daughter saw it, she was like, oh my God, this is, because she's a little bit more shy and introverted, but when she saw that, she was just like, wow. She's like, her eyes got so big. She's like, this is amazing.
So the chat is kind of going wild right now, because they're demanding Brian brought this to everyone's attention, that we could have some amazing tag team matches at Mission Pro Possible in the future. But we're excited. You're coming to the Jacksonville Taco Festival on July 17th.
Yes.
So are you feeling good about that? Are you ready?
I am. I'm excited. It'll be my first time with Mission Pro, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I'm just excited to. I've always loved good taco fest, you know.
Right?
Will there be micheladas?
You know what? I'm hoping so. I mean, there is a taco festival. If not, I'm sure we can find something because I'm like down for that too.
I saw a picture on their Instagram of a watermelon margarita with like water, like iced. It looked delicious. I'm down for that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm not saying there's going to be craziness, but Lindsay Snow did chime in that it was her birthday weekend. So I'm just putting that out there.
Good to know. Good to know.
So you may want to bring some bottled water.
Get myself ready. Get my body ready.
Yeah, just, you know. And, you know, Heather, Brian keeps bringing it up. And I have to ask, because what is this 24-hour road trip that you guys went on? What is this?
My God.
What he told me, she's used to going cross country, and I'm like, what?
There's a story here.
I know.
I don't know if I could tell it on here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No. So when Sabotage ran in Austin for the first time, we were all in California. They were up north, and me and Raylan were. Did Raylan come with us? Yeah. Wait, did she? I can't remember. I think so. Anyways, I get hit in the head a lot. And we were in Southern California. So we were going to drive to Austin. So they started the day up in north, came down through the south. So it was Brian, Thunder Rosa, me, Shotzi, Joey. Oh my gosh, I can't remember exactly who was there. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So we drove... We stopped in Tombstone, which was like an hour out of our way.
I was about to say, what?
That's
Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone's so cool though. It's so fun to see. And then I may or may not have had a drink while we were there. And then we kept going. And I'm on a road trip. I like to be the last person driving. Because normally I'm fine. If everybody falls asleep, I'll just listen to my true crime podcasts and I'm fine. But because we went out of our way a little bit too long, it was like really early in the morning. And we got to the point where I was like, okay, it's like 3 in the morning or something. And I was like, everyone's asleep. And I'm like, I'm normally good taking the last shift, and that's normally what I like to do. I thought you were there, Holodead. I thought you were.
Now she's mad at you.
It's been a while. This is like back my first year in wrestling almost. So it's been a few years, but yeah. So that was a long drive. We had to stop, and then we were like, oh man, but it was fun. That was like definitely one of the most memorable road trips I've taken, and definitely one of the longest for wrestling as well, but it was worth it.
Nice. I mean, yeah, I recently did that in March. I did that 23-hour drive straight. I didn't stop. So that's not something I would repeat.
Yeah.
One of the Matthew in the chat is asking, who has been your toughest opponent so far, and what has been one of your favorite matches? I'm so
bad at answering these questions because I feel like I can't think of like the right answers right away. One of my favorite matches, I had a match with Taya right before she went off to the WWE. It was her last like indie match at Hurricane Pro. And it was just, we know each other so well, and she's my best friend, so we vibed off each other. And so the story was there, and then, you know, we were just there for everything, and it felt really good. So I think that that's definitely one of my favorite matches. And then I had a 6-man at Bar Wrestling. It was me, Jake Atlas, and Dom Kubrick versus Ray Rosas, Andy Brown, and Tyler Bateman.
Oh wow!
And it's probably one of the most fun matches I've ever had in my entire life. Like, it was kind of like, I just being in there with all those guys, first off, like everyone has their like their own like creative minds, and like Ray is one of the most creative people that I've ever worked with.
Yeah, he is.
And he's so good at tag team wrestling. So like anytime I got to work with him was great, but this specific match is like one of my favorite matches of all time. We just had so much fun, and it was nice being in there and feeling like I really learned something and like elevated myself in a match. So those are definitely my favorite matches.
Yeah. Well, and then a match like that, you have to like technically just, there's so many different backgrounds and you have to like navigate all of that. So that's incredible.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
How do you feel, when a lot of people say they, like they don't support or they don't like intergender matches? I personally like them. I think they're just so much fun. And then especially when lucha, you know that the other person can base for you and stuff like that. Like, what is your opinion? Like, because you do intergender matches, is it something that you like to do? Are you forced to do it? Like, what is your opinion of them?
Well, just coming up in Santino's, I think it was always going to be in my blood for wrestling. Like,
yeah,
I was the only girl for a really long time. So
yeah,
I was we train with guys. Like, every woman trains with dudes, like, no matter what.
Exactly.
So you're kind of used to it. And for me, in my opinion, especially in a place like Southern California that really doesn't have a lot of women, or didn't when I was coming up, at least, they definitely had a little boom, but getting to wrestle the dudes just gives you way more options for like new matches. And I learn more from the guys because the guys have more experience, period. It's not because they're dudes. It's because most of the time I can wrestle one girl a million times that has more experience than me, but that doesn't help me after a certain point.
Right.
So wrestling new guys, new people in general, that elevated me a lot, I think. And that's when I kind of started hitting my stride, because I got to work with so many people from different backgrounds, so many guys that had different experiences and could kind of lend me a hand in a different way.
Yeah, I see that. I just, from going to the different schools here in Texas, it's like, the guys will always, I feel like right now, outnumber the women. So I don't think people realize when they say like, oh, I don't like intergender matches. I feel like they don't realize that that's what you're doing in the schools. It's nothing new to you. It's like, it's the norm. Masha and the Woad came down to Texas, and when they were here, they go to the schools, but like I said, the women outnumber the men, so they were wrestling the men. They were wrestling the students. They were practicing, and nobody feels any other way. It's just one wrestler to another wrestler. And I just think it's funny. That's a little glimpse behind the curtain that people may not realize, that women are outnumbered.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's certainly getting better. Like, there's definitely more women starting to wrestle, and like Southern California definitely had a kind of a big boom of women, like right around the time like Viva, CC, Milo, like Santino's in general put out a bunch of girls, and then other girls were being put out elsewhere as well. So, but that doesn't happen all the time. Like, for me, it was me and Ruby Reyes constantly wrestling.
Yeah.
Like over
just
and over
different
and over
matchups
again.
and going around.
Yeah. Great. We've done this a million times. Like, what else is there for us to better ourselves?
Yeah. So in 2019, you were voted Southern California Women's Wrestler of the Year, and that was like
2020
and so like, how did that feel to kind of woo? I mean, because women's wrestling in Southern California has grown so much, and there's been more promotions popping up. How did that feel to kind of have both those awards in your belts?
Yeah, it felt good. Like, 2019 was the year I really felt like I caught my footing and kind of found myself a little bit more. Like, I gained confidence prior to that, but I really was like, oh, this makes sense to me now. Like, so I felt like I was having some of my best matches. I was learning a lot. I was getting to wrestle a lot of new people, and that's the year I started traveling the most too. So it felt really good to like feel like all the work that I was doing was getting recognized.
Yeah. And we have a question in the chat. Do you feel like 2021 is becoming a women's wrestling renaissance? That's a good question.
I guess it could be, but I do feel like in general, women's wrestling has been at the forefront the last few years. Yeah. Especially like when WWE leads it, other people will follow. So like, even though independent wrestling was doing it first, once the big company does it, they're like, oh, okay, now we really have to do it, guys. So I feel like I guess you could call it a renaissance, but I do think it's been happening for a couple of years. This might be the accumulation of like, okay, now we don't have to be like, this is special because it's the first time we're doing it, or like, look at us, we're having a women's main event. It just happened.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I find it a little cringy when a promotion goes out of its way to going, hey guys, women's wrestling is coming up next. I mean, that's
yeah.
You know, I've actually gone to promoters and be like, hey guys, just like FYI, little cringe, just letting you know.
Are you ready for the ladies?
Are you ready? Yeah. I think
that's like the number one. Yeah.
I think the overall conversation and the way we talk about women in wrestling is changing, and we're shifting it, right? So, and I think that's kind of what you were speaking to a little bit to, Heather, was that it's because it's like, we're trying to normalize it so that we're part of the industry. It's not like a specialty kind of thing.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Exactly. And it's also, you know, there's a lot of younger girls now that are starting wrestling sooner. So I also feel like that also needs to be discussed. You know, here in Texas, we've had 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, there's 12-year-olds training at the Dog Pound Dojo, you know, Jazz's daughters. So if they were to ever go out and do an exhibition match or a showcase match, you definitely don't want to be introducing them that way. So, you know, it's also changing the mindset of how to, you know, of how to introduce just matches. Just say it's a match.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think it's still treated as a special attraction in some places.
Right.
But I do think for the most part, it's changing.
Yeah, I agree. It really has. And especially, you know, with last year and like everything being shut down, I think people had to come out and be like, okay, we weren't doing that correctly because people are saying no to our bookings, even though we're coming back.
Yeah.
So, you know, like things had to change and stuff like that, which I appreciate because I think a lot more people started standing up for themselves, which is great. And I love that. We are getting close to the time, but you know, we haven't said who you're facing at the Jacksonville Taco Festival. And I feel like this would be the appropriate time because instead of you getting an email, I can tell you face to face.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So to let you know and to let everybody else know, Heather Monroe, the Killer Bae, will be one-on-one with La Rosa Negra in Jacksonville in the main event.
Woo!
Okay. I am so excited for that. And for a couple of reasons, obviously, because she's amazing, but two, because La Rosa was my first real independent wrestling match.
Oh my gosh.
So,
wow.
So I did have a match with Santino's. That was my very, very debut match. But then I went on tour with a band for like 9 months and didn't really do the independents until like June, July of that next year.
Yeah.
And I did my first match to ever back on the indies after that was Rosa Negra at a Micromania show.
Oh my God. That is awesome.
Was brand spanking new Heather Monroe. So I'm gonna do better this time. That's for sure.
Well, the chat is blowing up. They are freaking out about that announcement, Melanie. So we're so excited.
I mean, the Killer Bae versus La Rosa Negra. I'm a little nervous though because we need to keep it PG-13. Everybody, we got to keep the twerking down.
Well, I can't twerk anymore. I can't twerk anymore because Raylene took my twerk.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Melanie, I was gonna say something about like streaming or a pre-show, but I don't think we're gonna be twerking. We're not going that direction.
I can't.
I just,
legally binding.
Legally binding. You're like, I will show you the contract. No, yeah, we're not going down that road.
Yeah, somebody put in the chat, no taco twerk off.
No taco twerk off. That's.
I will tell you guys, even though there's no twerking, the sass is gonna be off the charts on this match.
We'll have a sass off.
Oh,
sass off, yes.
I have no doubt that the sass will be through the roof. The shit talking will be out, coming out of the ring.
Yes, it will be all over the place. We're so excited to see you, Heather, on July 17th.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, get ready. La Rosa Negra will prepare as well, and we'll see how it goes down.
Yes. July 17th.
I know you have like a million shows coming up as well. Do you want to share with everyone where to follow you on social media if they're not following you, and then what other shows you have coming up?
Yeah, so you can follow me on at Heather. Ooh, now I'm gonna screw it up. Heather is me on Instagram and Twitter, which I normally post my upcoming stuff. The most upcoming one is on the 1st of July, which is this Thursday. I'm going to be wrestling at Zello Pro. So I'm really excited about that. And then next week I'm in Denver for Lucha Libre Labs and Memphis for Championship Wrestling from Memphis, which is on Sunday. So that's what I have coming up. And then you guys the next week.
That's right. She's racking in those miles, guys.
Yeah, love it. Well, thank you so much, Heather, for joining us on a mission. And we'll see you at the Taco Festival.
Yes, I'm excited. Get the micheladas ready.
Holodead is still like, we still need this match. All right. Holodead is she's determined.
She is determined. Be careful of your socials. It seems like she's following you wherever you go. So
I know. You're on her radar now. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to tell you.
She's watching you. Be careful behind you.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Heather. Right, have a great night. Oh, there she goes. Oh my gosh, I love Heather. I miss her. But we both decided to move, so.
She has some great energy, and I think she brings a great energy to the ring, and I think she's just such a great representation for women's wrestling that how could you not have her at Mission Pro? And how could you not want to put her against La Rosa Negra? Because they're going to tear the house down July 17th.
Seriously. July 17th is going to be something you don't want to miss. If you can go see it live, go get your tickets for the Jacksonville Taco Festival. It's not streaming, right, Melanie?
It is not streaming. No, it will. Unfortunately, we're not sure how the internet's going to be out there, so I don't think we're going to be streaming it. But hopefully, we will be able to put it on. If not that night, the night after, so you guys will be able to watch the matches. Because, oh my God, I am so excited, guys! I'm telling you, Kylan King is going to be there. Catalina Perez, Layla Gray, Masha Slamovich. I mean, the list goes on. We have 6 matches, and every single match is going to just bring the house down. So
that's so amazing. And then, so everyone watch Mission Pro Wrestling's social media channels.
That's right.
Because we are going to be announcing the full card for July 17th. We have some other special announcements coming your way. Check out the schedule on our social media. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Mission Pro Wrestling. You don't want to miss all of these announcements. Share with your friends. We have more content and exciting things coming. So you don't want to miss it.
And if you guys are interested in sponsoring, because I've already gotten emails, if you're interested in sponsoring one of our upcoming matches or wrestlers, please email Mission Pro Wrestling at gmail.com, and I can get you that information. We are looking for show sponsors for the Greensboro. We're also looking for show sponsors, of course, for July 31st. The Play Hard, Hustle Harder. Guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but, we are doing themes last show was the 60s. July 31st is 70s. It's disco. It's Studio 54. If you're going to be at the show, you better come dressed to impress, because our DJ is going to be spinning disco all damn night.
I am so excited, Melanie. We are going to dance the night away. I'm going to
yes.
I am so excited. I'm so excited. You guys.
I am very, very excited. And I'm also going to be dropping right now the theme for the August 20th show. Guys, if we've done the 60s, we're doing the 70s. So August 20th, we're doing the 80s. We're doing rock. We're doing like AC/DC kind of rock and roll all night. So we're calling it Thunderstruck, because that's where we're going to leave you. We're going to keep on talking. We're going to hustle harder, and we're going to leave you thunderstruck August 20th, because that is what we do at Mission Pro Wrestling, okay?
You don't want to miss it. Yes, follow our socials so you can get those awesome posters that are custom made, awesome designed per theme for every show. You don't want to miss it.
Exactly. Guys, I'm going to try and get my disco outfit going for July 31st. You best believe, me being the biggest AC/DC fan, I'm getting my Angus Young costume ready. I'm going to find the paperboy hat. I'm going to find the shorts. I'm going to find the tie. You best believe I'm coming and giving you Thunderstruck. All right? That's the way we do it.
Yes. We're going to do a photo shoot, Melanie. It's going to happen.
Hells yes.
All right. Well, Melanie, I know we have so much excitement coming around the corner for Mission Pro Wrestling. We have a busy July. We have a busy August. Moving into October. So you guys go check out those dates. But Melanie, I know you're a busy lady. Where can people find you on social media for all of your photography needs?
I know. Guys, you can find me on Twitter. Most of you guys already found me there at TCB in LA. I'm on Twitter. I am on Instagram, TCBTX_photography. And now I am on Facebook at TCBTX-Melanie, like you see right there. Right there. That's me.
Perfect. Everyone, go follow Melanie. Go book her for some photography needs. She's the GOAT. So go book her. If you want to follow me, I'm on all social media platforms at Emily Mae Heller. Go follow Women's Wrestling Talk. We have new interviews every Tuesday. We have Pro Wrestling Pets as well. You can see the latest interview with Maddie Rankowski and the fifth Kardashian, Kat with a K. So you don't want to miss that. New episodes of United Wrestling Network, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and a lot more things coming down the line. So go follow me on social, and I love chatting wrestling and everything. So thank you all so much for joining us for On a Mission every week. We appreciate you. And Melanie, do you want to announce our guest for next week?
Well, next week is the one, the only, the cannibal herself, Savannah Evans. I mean, she's going to be on our August 14th show, so why not? Let's chat with Savannah Evans next week, guys. Be in the chat. It's going to be amazing.
Boom! You don't want to miss it. So you guys, that will get posted on social so you can spread the word. Thank you all for joining us for On a Mission. We will see you next week. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Be safe.
That's right.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.